in chat, and then we can go ahead with this meeting. Okay, I see someone is typing, so I'm hoping that means you can hear me. Thank you, Maya. I'm Sorina Delanu, speaking as both CDIG and Diplo, but because I see a couple of new names in the list of attendees, maybe I can start with just a quick explanation of these hub meetings. So starting September last year, CDIG, which is the Southeastern European Dialogue on Internet Governance, together with DiploFoundation and with the support of the Geneva Internet Platform, have been running these monthly meetings dedicated to looking at developments in terms of internet governance and digital policy across what we call Southeastern Europe and the neighboring area. And these monthly meetings are based on a summary of developments, which we publish every month, also starting September last year, and which starting a couple of months ago is being prepared by a team of volunteers, and we have a few of those volunteers here on the call, and those are Tayana, Maya, and Andriana. So ladies, thanks a lot publicly also for your help with the monthly summaries. This month's summary is not yet published, but it will be published by the end of the week, so it will be distributed via the CDIG mailing list. Okay, I'm seeing Anelia not able to hear us. I'm not sure I can do something because other people seem to be hearing us. Okay, so going back, this month's summary is not yet ready, but it will be published soon. Nevertheless, we can go through the main developments, and Andriana, we will be doing this this month, so without any other explanations from my side, giving the floor to Andriana to take us through the updates.
Okay, Serena, can you hear me? Hi, this is Andriana, and this is Fira. We have some tech issues here. We're sorry. So, without further delay, in October, the Romanian Regulatory Authority launched a public consultation on the establishment of a single information point with details about physical infrastructures of private and public network operators. And this information will be reported by those network operators themselves to the regulatory authority. In Belarus, the regulatory authority launched public consultation on draft regulations for the use of certain frequency bands for LTE and other mobile and fixed communication networks. Bulgaria signed the Euro HPC Declaration on high performance computing, becoming the 10th EU country to do so. In Croatia, the first natural IoT network is to be launched in the country, and it will cover around 96% of the population. Can you still not hear me? I hear her well. All right then, if you say so. In the Western Balkans, we are closer to lowering roaming charges, as EU Commissioner for Digital Economy and Society requested a roadmap for commission services. Also in Southeastern Europe in general, stats show that there is a growth in internet penetration rates, particularly in Kosovo, Slovenia, and the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. In Georgia, the regulatory authority plans a regulation on access to open internet. Here we go. In Kosovo, OSCE held a media literacy training for teachers in lower secondary schools. Teachers are then to pilot media literacy in their schools. In the Republic of Serbia, government will launch a pilot project on e-education and in-class register, which will be a part of a broader effort to enhance digitalization across educational system. In Romania, the government launched a public consultation on network and information security law. And in Ukraine, the parliament adopted a cybersecurity law, which is to enter into force 6 months after publication. And very interestingly, this month in Southeastern Europe, Bad Rabbit ransomware hit organizations and individual users across Southeastern European region and beyond. It is believed that it could be related to NotPetya ransomware. And what happened was that victims downloaded a fake Flash installer from compromised websites, and then they manually launched the exe file. 0.05 Bitcoin was demanded as ransom. I think that some 200 users have been infected so far. As far as virtual currencies go this month, in Slovenia, Financial Stability Board issued a warning on virtual currencies and initial coin offerings, ICOs, as these are not regulated in the country. Conversely, in the Ukraine, there is a draft law that aims to legalize all cryptocurrency transactions in the country and which proposes central banks as cryptocurrency regulators. Serbia plans to promote the increased use of electronic signatures by natural and legal persons, and the draft law is now being discussed in the parliament. In Azerbaijan, free e-signatures will be introduced in citizens' ID cards, which will start in 2018, and that will make it easier for citizens to use e-government services. In legal, we saw bilateral agreements signed between national regulatory agencies in the Republic of Serbia and Hungary, and also between Albania and Belarus, which all aim to enhance cooperation in the field of electronic communications. And in Serbia, the government approved a draft law on electronic communications. An important provision will be registration of users of prepaid services, which will, they say, make sure that there are no fraud or attempts of terrorism and such. And please ignore the headline. These are October events. We had the Armenian IGF on October 2nd, AI to Future from 5th to 6th October in Zagreb, Youth IGF UA Pro and IGF UA in Ukraine, Blockchain and Bitcoin Conference in Kiev, also Ukraine, EDNS Forum in Belarus, IoT Conference in Sarajevo in Bosnia, and in Slovenia we had the Slovenian IGF. In Bulgaria, for the fourth time, the fourth Southeast European Regional Forum on Cybersecurity and Cybercrime, and in Romania there was new global challenges in cybersecurity. Actually, that's still lasting today. And as far as upcoming events go, in Belgrade, we have visits on 1st and 2nd November. On 3rd and 4th November, also in Belgrade, we have Cloud and IoT Hackathon. On 8th of November, we have third Infocom Security Albania. And from 9th to 10th November, there is DEF Camp 8. Also in Bucharest, from 14th to 15th November, GPAC Summit. And in Georgia, from 16th to 17th November, Georgian IT Innovation Event GITE in Tbilisi. From 21st to 22nd November, we can expect Data Science Conference 3.0 in Belgrade. And on 22nd November, Bosnia and Herzegovina IGF in Sarajevo. On 26th November, there is Youth IGF in Turkey in Istanbul. That's it from me. Serena, over to you. If you can hear me, I hope you can hear me.
Thank you, Adriana. Yes, we can hear you well, at least all of us but Anelia, it seems. Okay. So now we should be back. So those were the main developments for the month of October. And yes, apologies for the September in the list of events. That was my bad. And now back to people in the room. If anyone has updates that we have missed in this presentation or in our summary, I see someone is typing, but I think everyone should also be able to just unmute themselves and speak. So please add any questions you might have or updates from your country's upcoming events we might have missed or any other similar things. And yes, there is some sound from somewhere, but I'm just not sure from where. So questions, additional comments. This should be a bit more than just us talking about what we have in the summary, so please. And it's not so many of us around, which means you shouldn't feel shy in any way. Let me look to the list and see if I can ask someone questions. Maya, do you have maybe any update on the upcoming Bosnian IGF, which should be happening later in November? I see Maya is typing. And until we hear from Maya, okay, your mic is not working. Please feel free to type and I will make sure to read it. Meanwhile, we have our colleagues from Bulgaria joining us. I hope they can hear us, at least Iman. Bulgaria will be taking over the presidency of the European Union Council starting next year, and we will be looking into opportunities for cooperation with CIDIG and with the Bulgarian government to somehow enhance our presence in the region. So we will be discussing about this. Thank you, Anelia and everyone else there. What else? Yes, Anelia, thank you. You don't seem to be able to talk. Maybe next time we can test the system in advance. But thanks again for your willingness to discuss with CIDIG about ways of cooperation for next year, and good luck with all the work you will have to do for the upcoming presidency. Okay, I guess no one else will be typing, but well, you still have time to add your comments. Meanwhile, let me give you a couple of updates about CIDIG, which again is the Internet Governance Forum initiative for Southeastern Europe. Unfortunately, we have been having some serious trouble with our website, which is not exactly fully operational at the moment, but we hope to solve this issue soon, so you will be able to read more about our work there. Meanwhile, we are going through quite of an important process these days, which is an election process for the core team behind CIDIG. We call it the Executive Committee, and this year we are running for the first time an open election process. So we have had a call for nominations for candidates interested to run for these Executive Committee seats. The call for nominations ends tomorrow, so there are still almost 2 days left for people to nominate themselves or others that have been so far involved in CIDIG. You can still check details about the election process on our temporary website. I have just shared the link with you in the chat. And starting Friday, we will have 10 days of actual voting. So members of the CIDIG community who have voting rights, basically who have been around for longer time, they will be able to vote for 5 candidates for this core team, for the Executive Committee. And this is, for the moment, the most important process CIDIG is undergoing. But besides these organizational issues, we are also starting preparations for our next year meeting, which will be held in Slovenia, sometimes in April or May. It will be in Ljubljana, the country's capital. And in preparation for the meeting, we have launched a call for issues. So basically everyone from the region is invited to suggest topics that they would like us to discuss at the next year's meeting. The call is one jointly run with the European Dialogue on Internet Governance. This is something we have always done, so you can find it on eurodig.org. I will be writing the link in chat. So please think about the issues you would like us to discuss at the meeting next year and just go to the form and submit them. They don't have to be complicated proposals, just say the topic. I want to discuss privacy and security issues, and that should be enough. And then starting November, we will be working on putting the program together. Let me go through the chat. I see people writing. Maya, the full agenda is not out yet, but in general, the Bosnia and Herzegovina Internet Governance Forum will be focusing on internet infrastructure and gender and child protection issues. We will know more soon. Thank you, Maya. Please feel free to share more details with the CIDIC mailing list once you have them. And let me also try to add here the list so people who are not yet subscribed can do so. And I am a bit slow, but it's coming soon. So at CIDIC, we have this mailing list that we use for communication purposes and for purposes related to planning our work. Whoever is not yet subscribed and would like to join, please use the link I have just shared in Skype. Amelia, Dima, I'm not sure what's happening on your end, but if you'd like to add something, please type and I will be reading that, since it doesn't seem to work to have you connected. Please prepare some things in details on Bulgaria's presidency issue and send us in writing in order to discuss further on. Yes, we will be doing that. But first, let us go through the election process and have a full team in place so they can take over responsibility for these things. Okay, I haven't been speaking a lot, so let me look again through the chat. Do we have someone else with questions, concerns, suggestions? Okay, there seems to be silence, which means I guess we can wrap up this very short meeting. I'm hoping next month it will actually be a discussion. So wrapping up, we will have the summary in a PDF version distributed via the mailing list probably by the end of the week, and once we have our website restored, we will be publishing them there as well. Many thanks again to our team of volunteers for helping writing the summary. And thank you to Adriana for taking us to the slides today. And I guess that would be it. We will be meeting for the November Southeastern European Hub on the last Tuesday of the month. And we will be discussing about the November developments then. But until then, think about the issues you would like CIDIC to discuss next year. And if you are a voting member of the CIDIC community, please make sure you vote. The voting starts on Friday and it will last for 10 days again. So thanks everyone, wishing you a good week, and if there are updates from your countries that you'd like us to feature in the summary, please write to us, and let me write here our email address. You can simply send us a link and we will make sure that our editorial team is actually writing the development. And I have written the email address wrong, so let me retype it. Okay, please use the second one. And with this, I guess we can end. If someone has any last comments, please add them in the chat. And thanks a lot, everyone, once again.